Be ready for the dictation. Start. It is the contention of the learned counsel appearing for the appellants that the Commission had erred in not appreciating the fact of appellants having booked the commercial space only for the purpose of earning livelihood by way of self-employment and not for the purposes of reselling or making profit due to escalation of price as pleaded in the complaint. In the statement that came to be recorded by the Commission, nowhere it has been stated by the appellants that commercial space booked by them was for the purpose of making profit and mere running of a dealership business of Reliance Industries and engaging themselves in business of investment in property. Verse would not indicate or suggest that appellants intended to sell the same. The appellants though had approached the respondent for delivery of possession of the commercial space allotted to them. Till date it was not delivered and silence on the part of the respondent had caused mental agony, frustration and depression too. The appellants, the unilateral change of the office unit from 3rd floor to 8th floor without consent of the appellants, and forwarding a unilateral agreement and forcing the appellants to sign the same, by receiving all payments, would tantamount to deceptive practice and falls within the meaning of unfair trade practice as defined under the Consumer Protection Act. Inordinate delay on the part of the respondent in completing the project and handing over possession of the office space allotted to the appellants has resulted in appellants undergoing serious mental agony, and as such they should be compensated as prayed for in the complaint. Rebutting the said contentions, learned counsel appearing for the respondent Mr. Atul Sharma has supported the impugned order and has contended that appellants would not fall within the four corners of the definition of consumer as defined under Section 2 of the Act and the statement of the appellant number 1 recorded on oath by the Commission while hearing the maintainability of the complaint, clearly shows that first appellant was earlier engaged in the business of caustic soda as a dealer of M.S. Reliance Industries and presently engaged in the business of investments dealing in property, and this would indicate that appellants were already engaged in the business and therefore the property in question could not be said to be bought exclusively by the appellants for the purpose of earning their livelihood by self-employment, and as such, the order of dismissal would not call for interference. He would elaborate his submissions by contending that appellants are already engaged in the business and the Act would exclude those persons who avail services for commercial purposes, and the office space was not purchased by the appellants exclusively for the purpose of earning livelihood. The complaint does not disclose any cause of action, and it also ought to have been dismissed for suppression of fact, namely the appellants having defaulted in the payments. Accordingly, he has sought for dismissal of the appeal. The National Commission at the outset considered the question as to whether the appellants are consumer and answered in the negative. It has been held that appellants would not be entitled to seek redressal of their grievance under the provisions of the Act. On the basis of the statement of the complainant made before it, the Commission has arrived at the conclusion that complainant number 1 was running a dealership business of MS Reliance Industries for their livelihood, and they are also engaged in the business of investment in property.